Hello friends, welcome to this new episode. In this episode, we will discuss about MDG-BP cloud solution. Now we understand it from the backend. So let's go to the application in the user interface application, and then try to create some object. Yep. Okay. So I go here. I log in one more time. Mm, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now open the field launchpad. If you wanted to check the cloud solution, you need to activate it in the MDG cloud ready mode. So this one you need to activate. Okay. See, as I mentioned, in the future, the single processing, central governance will be included as part of the MDC, that is consolidation and mass processing. So now so business partner governance, click on this. This is central governance. So you click on the manage business partner. So here you can also integrate the third party. I forgot the name. Let's check. Okay. So this is the search application. Yeah. So you can also include more fields if you want. And you see here you can also integrate CDQ and then look up and create an object. You can look up in the CDQ database, and then you can pull the data to the MDG application. Yeah. So now let's try to create a new one. So I'm gonna create an organization. Test one. Let me not put any role. Just put something random. Okay. So this is like a change request header in the cloud BTP. So here you see MDC related thing, description and the process template, and then you are creating a new process, right? So if you want to enter the details, you can enter. So this is the general information, that is BP header data, address, and then address details, address usage, roles. If you want to, include a role, let me include some roles. Right, maybe bidder, just put bidder, and then bank accounts, identification, and then the industries, contact person, relationships, customer, supplier, etc. So you can fill all this necessary data, and once you finished with that, you can also click on the save and submit button. So you can also have a try to find the duplicates, and then you can also look up and enrich using a third-party services, or check to find is there any issues. If not, you can click on the save and submit. You see the draft is updated. So if you check your draft table, this entry already exists. So when you rework on it, you don't have to start from the beginning. All this data already exists. You continue with where you left. Okay. So now I'm fine with all this information. Then I can click on the save and submit button. Okay. So now what happens? So now it created the process ID for me. So I can go to the process ID and then continue my work. Okay. So you see now you come to the MDC irrelevant thing. So you edit it again if you want, and then validate it, activate it, and validate relationship, and then activate relationship. This is again the same MDC processing. Instead of doing multiple objects, here you are doing the single processing. Okay. So let me. I can't continue because we don't have full configuration yet. So yeah. But if you guys already worked on the consolidation mass processing, it's the same thing, nothing different. Okay, so let me go back and let's try to compare the classic mode with cloud BTP on based on the development. Okay, so now let's say field property. So field properties can be, so we have multiple ways to do field properties, right, in the classic mode. So one is, you can also do it in the floor, in the, in the floor plan manager, the UIBB classes. Okay, so there also you can control the field property, and we also have a baddies to control it, right? Also, we have a configurations in the backend to control it. Yeah, but in the BTP, the recommended is to use adopt UI. Okay. So you use click on the adopt UI and then adopt it, and then say, you can also mention like which role you want to adapt it, and then give this access to that, but people who are assigned to that particular role. Because here we are following less coding model. So you can adopt all the sections. Also, you can, create a group, or you can include a new field, etc., etc., like this, or rename it, cut it, or etc. And then you can, let me maybe, yeah, so you can also, when you just an example, okay, I will remove. So when you click save, the minute it is unpublished, right, app variants, you can also create variants. So this is the original app variants. Copy ID, we don't need to copy it. So let me change this. Cut. I don't need to cut. I actually create a group. I want to remove it. Okay, I removed it. Now save. Now it is saved. I can also delete the draft without publishing. Okay. Yes. Okay, so let me add one more field. That's groups. No, I need a field. So birth name, please save it. So you save the draft, and then you can also activate it. Then it will be published. Okay. If not, you can simply remove the adaptation. It's the same for the search application. Search application also you can do this. This is one way you can create, adaptations. The other way is you can also use personalization. One is UI adaptation. So these are the preferred way of doing it in the cloud BTP. So it is more like a less coding approaches. So this is the recommended approaches to do it in the cloud BTP. So you can use UI adaptation or personalization. You can also, activate personalization and then create different variants. So normally when you activate personalization, you will see here one bar personalization, and you for different users you can create different personalization variants and then assign it to them. So for an example, such application is also the same. You click on the Adapt UI, tab changes. Okay. Mm. So now I'm going to. So if you want to add one more field, you can add it. Save as new view, and then here also you can add a role and then assign it to one, some role, so that people with only that particular role can able to see this application. And then you can either set as a default or and also apply automatic. For now I don't want to do it. Custom LDS role. Let's say it like this. You see, so it creates a variant for the LDS role, and then you can save it and then activate it. So this is the preferred approach for the field properties in the cloud BTP. Of course, in the backend, if you want to adjust, you can also, in the wrap model, we can also adjust is using feature controls. But right now, all this we don't have, how to get from SAP. So I would say we have to wait a bit. And second is validations and derivation. So we have a baddies, yeah, defined baddies to do that in the classic mode. But here we gonna use DQ, data quality management, for the validations derivations. Using DQM, we can integrate with the inbound processing also, in the that is in the service level. Also you can execute these validations and derivations also in consideration mass processing, single processing, and everywhere. Also you can also use in a data quality uh, evaluation, etc. So DKM is the preferred way for the validations and derivations in the cloud BTP. And workflow, this is nothing but a process automation. This is another tool within cloud BTP, and it is also more like a configuration. It is not a complex thing. You could easily understand if you spend some time, like like 1 or 2 weeks, and if you work out, you can understand. So it's also not complex part. Okay, so now replication. So BTP offers a lot of things for replicating the data. Main is event based replications. So you can trigger an event. Let's say you connected to 50 consumer system, they all get the events, and then yeah, they you will have a wrap your like OData URL. Using that, it is like API. You will have a OData API, and then using that API they will access your data. So events or CPA. So these are the things we're gonna use it in the cloud BTP, and of course DRF can also be used. So DRF, basically we use it together with these two. Okay, I just mixed it. Yes, DRF is kind of like a front door, and then using that you can trigger the replication to CPA. But for events, you don't need a DRF. Events doesn't require DRF, but a CPA or something, direct data replication, you can use a DRF. So these are the differences between the classic mode and cloud BTP. So there are a lot of things not so clear. SAP is releasing in every year, so we need to wait a bit to understand the complete thing. But these are the basics for now. Maybe in the future session we will see more of examples and then try to understand it. But one good thing here is, as I mentioned, the cloud BTP is less coding model. It is more configurations. And then, so that means if you are a MDG consultant, it's good, you also have a CPA skill set. Then you handle most of the things by your own, because all this part is a less coding and more configuration, so not complex. Yeah. So if you're just specific to something, it's very difficult to find new opportunities. So if you could expand your skill set also to interface like a CPI, would be great. Okay. Okay, guys, that's all for this today's call, and hopefully we will discuss more things in the future. Thank you for it.